so who actually, when we get done playing, who actually cleans out the instrument? I know Colin does.
So I'm here all the time.
With swabs.
I don't do it at school.
You should probably do it at school, and that's what this is going to be used for, and I'll get to that later. So something that's very important to keep your instrument in good order is to clean it every time you get done practicing or playing or when you're in class. Something that's good, all the instruments have keys and they all have pads under them, and if you don't swap them out, moisture can get into the pads and that can get very expensive. With the flute, what you have is a rod. You use your cloth in here, and you can pull it right
I know
through.
different how I got this thing in teeth, it's like a stake, you put it over the whole rod.
Something you have to be careful of with the head joint is at the very end of the head joint there's a cork, and you don't want to, if you go too far in, you can push the head joint and it messes up with the tuning. I know that's kind of weird. So there's a way. Here, let me show you. Can I see your head joint? Yep, just take it off. So if you put this in, see how it stops right there? This is where the cork is. And if you see the pull of the rod in the middle of your embouchure, that means that it's in the right spot. If it's like kind of back here, where you can see part of it, that means it needs to be screwed in. And if it's farther back, like if it's over here, it means it needs to be screwed out. So that's just one way of checking. Let's see here. Just some general rules with the saxophone and clarinet. You always want to swab it out. With the clarinet, you can take off just your mouthpiece, and you can run the entire swab through it, or you can take it apart piece by piece and do that. That's just by preference. Let's see here. With the flute, you never want to leave your swab in the case, because what you did is you just swabbed out all of your spit and moisture, but then you just kind of leave it in the case. So it doesn't really do much because the moisture still gets in with the pads. Yep. Let's see here. Some general cleaning that you want to do about once a month probably is with your keys. You can either take a very fine paintbrush or a Q-tip, whatever works, and just kind of, do you have one? Can you do that real quick?
Come like this.
I can't see that from here. Yeah. It's like something that's just like very fine. There's very stiff bristles, because if it's very fine bristles, then it won't really do much, but stiff bristles work. You can use this other end for cleaning your mouthpiece, which works really well. You want it under lukewarm water, except you don't want to do that with yours because it'll be scratched. You also do not want to run yours under lukewarm water because that will mess with the cork as well. You can run get a washcloth and run that underwater and just kind of go over the top of it and I'm going to go on the inside. So this can be used for your mouthpiece, which you should clean about once a month, which I do. Let's see here. Depending on if your clarinet's wood or plastic, you can use this side. For saxophones, we can on their necks. You can use this, which is really nice. Let's see here. With all instruments, when you're actually playing, this goes back to the pads, you don't want to slam your fingers down on the keys. This also loosens your pads. So like if you just kind of slam it down when you're making really loud noises with it, you can just avoid that. Yeah, we don't want to do that at all. It will loosen the glue that's on your pads, and it'll make your pads come off faster. Also, if we use light fingering technique, we can do faster passages. So if we have like 16th notes or essentially 30-second notes, which that'll take a while probably. Then that way your pads will stay up to date and they won't be so loose, I guess. And then, let's see here, for clarinets especially, now that the weather's starting to change, cork grease is going to be one of your best friends. Because when, but with saxophone on the neck, you put the mouthpiece on so much, the cork doesn't, it kind of conforms to your mouthpiece, so it doesn't matter as much. But clarinets, in between your pieces, you have that fork. When it starts to get warmer outside, that cork will expand, and so that way your instrument's a little harder to put together. That's where the cork grease comes in handy. If you find it hard to put together, put a little bit of cork grease on. Don't slather it on there. Otherwise, then your entire two pieces will just start moving when you're playing, and that's bad for technique-wise, and also it just kind of gets annoying. If your instrument is hard to put together, do not put any grease on it, because that'll make it it might go on easier, but then parts will start to come off as you play. What you want to do is you want to make sure it's as clean as possible. So take a clean cloth and wipe out all of the inside where the joints come together. And if it's still kind of hard to do, you can take like a pencil and just kind of run it on the inside of it.
This piece is always been good.
This piece has always been really hard. Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh boy. Yeah, what you want to do is you want to take a clean cloth and you can wipe these down. Get that perfect. So what you want to do is you want to wipe these down as much as possible, because as I'm running my finger across it,
Spray that with some stuff on it.
yeah, you're not supposed to put stuff on it.
Okay.
There's Kleenexes back there.
Yeah. So